The first meeting. There are moments in life that stay etched in memory, not because of their grandeur, but because of the way they change us forever. The first meeting between a mentor and a seeker often carries that weight, a delicate blend of curiosity, respect, and silent admiration. In a bright yet formal setting, a young woman steps into a space that feels larger than life. She carries both excitement and hesitation, aware that this day may shape the course of her journey. Across the room, her mentor awaits. With a presence that radiates wisdom and grace, she embodies quiet strength. Her words are few at first, yet her very being speaks volumes, reminding the young woman that true power does not shout, it simply exists. The young woman finds herself studying every detail, the calmness in her mentor's posture, the confidence in her smile, the light in her eyes that hold stories untold. In that moment, awe takes root. Not the kind that creates distance, but the kind that inspires closeness. The realization that guidance is not about authority, but about awakening what already exists within. The mentor's voice finally breaks the silence, warm and steady, like a hand extended in trust. And the young woman responds, her own voice soft but sincere, carrying the weight of dreams she has yet to name. This meeting is more than an introduction, it is a beginning. A bridge is formed, between experience and possibility, between wisdom and curiosity, between a heart that has traveled and one just learning to walk. The young woman feels it deep within, she is no longer standing at the edge of uncertainty. With her mentor beside her, she is stepping into a future where her light will not only grow but shine. Guidance turns personal. There are moments in life when the boundary between guidance and something deeper begins to blur, and often, it happens in the most ordinary of places. Imagine a quiet study, the stillness only broken by the soft sound of turning pages and the occasional scribble of notes. The mentor leans closer, their voice gentle, patient, weaving wisdom into words. What begins as simple instructions slowly transforms into something more profound, something unspoken yet undeniable. It's in the details, how their eyes linger a little longer than needed, how the warmth of understanding carries an intimacy no textbook could ever teach. The student, once focused solely on the lesson, suddenly feels their heartbeat race at the nearness, at the sincerity etched in the mentor's gaze. And the mentor, though seasoned in offering guidance, realizes this moment feels different, charged, delicate, alive with possibilities. This is where admiration begins to shift into affection. Where respect deepens, not just for the knowledge shared, but for the person who carries it with such care. A spark flickers, subtle yet impossible to ignore, reminding us that sometimes love does not come with grand gestures, but with quiet discoveries in the midst of learning. Guidance Turns Personal is a story about those fleeting, transformative seconds when connection grows roots, when lessons transcend knowledge and become something much more heartfelt. It is about the vulnerability of being seen, the beauty of unspoken understanding, and the courage it takes to let admiration evolve into affection. Because sometimes, in the silence between words, we find not just answers to our questions, but also the beginnings of love. Unspoken tension. It's late in the evening, the kind of hour when laughter slowly gives way to silence. Two souls sit across from each other, their smiles lingering but fading into something deeper, something unspoken. The air is charged, yet fragile, as if a single word could shatter the stillness or mend what's been left unsaid. Their eyes meet, and for a moment, the world outside disappears. The soft glow of light brushes against their faces, revealing emotions they've both tried to hide. Vulnerability rests quietly between them, heavy but tender, as if their hearts have been waiting for this stillness to finally breathe. This isn't the silence of strangers, it's the silence of knowing. Every glance holds a weight, every slight movement feels intentional. Their laughter lingers in memory, but now, it is replaced by intensity, a quiet storm beneath calm expressions. The warmth of the room contrasts the trembling uncertainty of their feelings, and they both know that words could never fully capture what their hearts already confess. The tension doesn't demand resolution, it simply exists, raw and undeniable. And yet, in that quiet, there is a kind of beauty. Because sometimes, love isn't declared with grand gestures or loud confessions. It hides in the spaces between breaths, in the way someone looks at you when they think you're not watching, in the silence that speaks louder than words ever could. And so, they sit, two hearts exposed under the soft light, caught between fear and longing. Neither moves, neither speaks, but everything is understood. This is the unspoken tension, the fragile magic of almost love, lingering in the quietest moments, where vulnerability feels like both a risk and a promise. The moment of realization. There are moments in life that quietly change everything, not with noise or fireworks, but with a silence so heavy it feels eternal. For her, that moment arrived when she finally understood what her heart had been whispering all along. Sitting across from her mentor, every word faded, every sound blurred, and the only thing that remained sharp was the rhythm of her own heartbeat. She wasn't just admiring wisdom or kindness, she was falling, deeply and irreversibly. The realization was terrifying. Love, especially the kind that feels impossible, often carries both beauty and fear. Her eyes lingered on the woman who had unknowingly become her safe place, her guiding star. Suddenly, every lesson, every smile, every shared silence began to look different, as though painted with a new shade of meaning. She wondered if her trembling hands and unsteady breaths gave her away. Could the mentor see it? Could she hear the unspoken confession in the way her eyes searched hers? And then, there was that fleeting gaze, an exchange that felt like a lifetime compressed into a second. In her eyes lay a question, unspoken but louder than any words. Do you feel this too? It was raw, vulnerable, and achingly human. Fear wrapped around her, but so did hope. Love had always seemed like a distant story, something meant for others, but now it sat right in front of her, demanding to be acknowledged. This was the moment of realization, the moment where her heart broke free from denial, where love stopped hiding in shadows. She knew nothing would ever be the same again. The confession. There are moments in life that change everything, moments where silence becomes too heavy to bear, and words finally break free. Tonight is one of those moments. The air feels charged, as if every star above has gathered to witness a truth that has long been hidden in the shadows of fear. Two souls stand face to face, their eyes locked, hearts trembling, and hands unconsciously reaching for each other, as if destiny itself refuses to let them drift apart. For so long, love had been a secret battle, smiles stolen, glances exchanged, and words left unspoken out of fear of judgment, of rejection, of the world that might never understand. But love has a power stronger than hesitation, and tonight it demands to be heard. With a shaky breath, one whispers the words that have lived in their chest for what feels like eternity. I love you. Simple, yet earth-shattering. The kind of confession that strips away every wall, leaving only raw honesty. There is a pause, almost unbearable, where time seems to stand still. But then, the silence breaks, not with rejection, not with fear, but with tears, with a trembling smile, with the warmth of a hand being held tightly. The courage of one heart gives strength to the other, and suddenly the world outside no longer matters. The night sky becomes their witness, the air heavy with relief and tenderness. This is more than just a confession, it is freedom, it is surrender, and it is the beginning of a love that dares to exist against all odds. Because sometimes, the bravest thing we can do is speak our truth and trust that